So today I want to start off the week with a life update. There are a lot of our subscribers and our followers asking why my sister didn't get her surgery, and I think it's time that we shared what exactly happened since you guys support us so much. So in this video today, we're going to give a short, not necessarily short, but a life update about what's been going on the past month, because the past month has been the most inconsistent with the content. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope the explanation clears up any doubts or fears that you had of worry towards my sister. You need to leave, Stubby? You wanna go outside? Hey. Go. So, hi guys, we wanted to give you guys the update that I mentioned about why my sister didn't get her transplant, why our videos have been inconsistent, because I do have a lot of content, I do have a lot of things recorded, but there are specific reasons why we did not post them and why I don't plan on posting them. This is a chunk of our life that I think that we will keep private after this explanation, just because there are a lot of you who care about us and who have been following our journey and wanted to know how she was doing. I do want to tell you guys what's going on. We want to share with you what's been happening with our family, but after this I think it's going to be like back to just normal us, because I think we're done talking about it. So as you guys know, my sister was supposed to have a cornea transplant on July 21st on her right eye. But the month of July in itself was like very strange health-wise for her. She was using the bathroom very frequently, getting very, very exhausted. She was not eating the same. Things were different. Like something was obviously different with her body. Me, as a joke, because I always say this to women, is, oh, you're pregnant. But obviously I was joking. So on July 19th, which was her last day of work, she got COVID tested and it came back negative. We were ready for the surgery, and then on July 20th, we decided, okay, tomorrow's surgery, let's get everything ready. Let's get, whatever we need for the month so that you can heal properly, because her eyesight is extremely important. And then on July 20th,
so yeah, we went to the store, we got the stuff. One of the things was a pregnancy test. So we get back home and I was like, what, I'm gonna take this and prove her ass wrong and tell her it's negative, right? So I go in the restroom, pee, and I put the little thing in. I'm like, oh wow. I was like, oh yeah, something's wrong with this. So I come out literally within like seconds, I think, and I'm like, something's wrong with this. And she's like, what?
Yeah, she went in the bathroom. I'm sitting here working on something. She goes in the bathroom, literally comes out no more than 2 minutes later. Not even 2 minutes. It was like a minute. Like she peed, put the thingy in there, and as soon as she put the droplet, the test was already positive, and she came out and she's like, something's wrong with this. Like, no, you're pregnant. Like, nothing's wrong with it. You're pregnant. That's what that is.
And then a couple hours later after that, like I would say 2 or 3 hours, I got a call from the surgery center to confirm my time of surgery. I wasn't going to say anything. They're like, yeah, you have to. So I did tell the nurse who called me, and she told me at that point that, we had to stop and call a doctor, and they would make the final decision.
Because anesthesia and fetuses don't mix, the surgery was not scheduled. I don't know how other people do it, but for us in Ohio and Cleveland, they'll give you the time of the surgery the day before. The night before, they'll call you and say, hey, your surgery is scheduled for 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., etc. She expressed that the test came back positive for pregnancy. At that point, the lady was like, you're going to have to talk to your doctor. So the surgery, the cornea transplant, was never scheduled. That's what happened that day. It was a very happy day. I mean, we told my stepmom. The first person we told was our best friend, Rose. Mm-hmm. The second person was my stepmom. And then the third person was our best friend, Evelyn. They were the first 3 people to find out, just because they are the closest to us. We spend most of our time with these 3 ladies. We did tell my mother the next day, I believe, and my grandmother. it was unexpected, absolutely unexpected. We are planning on growing our family, but it was not going to be now. It was going to be in a few years. We're giving each other some time. And it was unexpected that she ended up pregnant. Because we are life partners, I take full responsibility for the pregnancy. And that is just so that you guys know that there is no need for questions about who the father is or anything like that. That is personal business between us. I take full responsibility. This is our baby. She's my sister. She's my best friend. And whatever she decides to do in her life, I will always support her. So, as life partners, we take full responsibility for this pregnancy. And, our family was happy. My family was very excited. Everyone in my life that is like consistent in my life knows that she is my life partner. They don't necessarily understand it because life partner is a term mostly used for lesbian or homosexual couples. We are not a couple, we are just sisters, but we are life partners. We decided to stay together as sisters and live together and raise our kids and live life happily with no drama. Because, oh my God. So we take full responsibility for the pregnancy. There is no one else involved. My family was pretty excited. They congratulated me because everyone knows that I want more kids. I want a whole bunch of kids everywhere all the time. So everyone was pretty excited for us. The only reason I am expressing more words than she is because it's a little harder for her to speak on. But she does want to share these things. She's just emotional. It's hard for me to express these things because it is her family and I don't want to like step on anybody's toes or disrespect anyone. We are honest and we are very real on our channel and we want people to understand what we were going through. Her telling her parents, and that was about it. That's the only people we told. It wasn't the reaction she was expecting. It was a little disappointing, but we got through it. We did the best that we could to just keep the peace. Regardless of anyone else's opinions, we're always going to make our decisions based on our relationship. It's not going to be based on anyone else's relationship. And I think that for her family, that's a little bit difficult to understand, again, because they don't understand what our relationship is. It's confusing to say life partners instead of sisters or sisters instead. It's confusing for people, and I totally understand different times, different generations, so that's fine. But it did affect her negatively. And she was dealing with that, but she was very strong, and I commend her because I don't think I could have dealt with it the same way. Because of the surgery with the cornea transplant, we had already planned for her brother to come visit. He had already bought his ticket. It was something that needed to happen. He did come on July 24th. He came and I did post some sightseeing, some fun activities that we did as a family because that was the whole purpose of him coming. She did also in person tell her brother. He did express it was a very concerned reaction, more so than angry or anything negative. It was more of like, you're my baby sister and I want you to be okay. But he was very supportive. He told her what's up, you know what I'm saying? He let her have it. But he was very supportive and he helped her through a lot with the whole telling her parents thing. So that was a blessing. That was beautiful that he was able to be here for that. That was honestly the best planned ever. July 27th, Jessica's best friend, Billy, landed in the hospital. We did the best that we could to pray and send love and positive vibes. But unfortunately, on July 28th, he did leave us. And it was very hard for Jess. Billy is one of Jess's closest friends. It was her best friend, like truly best friend. And she was devastated, and we had just found out she was pregnant, so that was hard for her because she hadn't told him, and it was a personal choice. As a family, we decided not to tell anyone else. She wasn't sure how to tell him exactly because Billy had mental health issues, so it was a little difficult for us to make the decision to just blurt it out. We were trying to be cautious for everyone's health, and unfortunately he passed on the 28th, and a lot of hearts were broken. And again, that was her best friend. So it's been rough for her. That day, she had a lot of pain. She was crying, obviously. She had a lot of pain, which was her first like experience with the pain during the pregnancy. And then Jimmy was here for that too. So that was also a blessing because he helped her get through that the best way he could. Yeah.
Busy and stuff like that. So
then Jimmy left on July 31st. That was his last day here. He left. We dropped him off at the airport. I had a video recorded and it was edited, but technical difficulties. On August 1st is Nathan's birthday, as you guys know. He turned 6 this year. So on August 1st, we celebrated Nathan's birthday. Unfortunately, though, that morning, Jess received a phone call from her brother letting her know that her uncle, who practically raised her, had a stroke. And he was in critical he wasn't in critical condition yet. Was he? Or
yes.
He was in critical condition.
Yeah.
But he did wake up and he was responsive, so they moved him from critical condition to a lower level, I'm assuming. At that point, we were scared, but we didn't really know what was going on. We just knew he had a stroke. We went about our day, celebrated Nathan's birthday, had the party, and then we came home. And we started August in a sort of light but sort of heavy note. Everything was fine. Everything was normal. She was experiencing some pain, but it wasn't significant enough for her to take action. On August 3rd, we woke up and we handled what we needed to handle for the day. And she went to the bathroom and she noticed that she was bleeding. I immediately called my stepmom over. I asked her what it was, and she said, "You need to take her to the hospital right now." And that is what we did. We took the boys to daycare and then went straight to the emergency department. At the emergency department, we were there for about 5 to 6 hours, which was extremely frustrating, and I feel a little neglectful, but at the same time, I understand COVID has literally taken just a toll on the hospitals. But we were there for a while. They checked her. They did everything they were supposed to do for a pregnant woman. And at the end of it all, they confirmed that she was actively having a miscarriage. And that was a rough day for us. A rough day for her. It was her first pregnancy. And we were happy. We were excited. We were making plans. We were very, I don't know how to explain it, but we were ready for this. Even though it wasn't the plan, we were ready for a blessing. Even my stepmom, my and her husband were excited for us. Like, everyone was excited. You know, it was a happy time. And for us to then lose that so abruptly was very hard. During the miscarriage, during finding out about the miscarriage, they did an ultrasound, and the ultrasound revealed that she had a 9-centimeter cyst on her left ovary. The baby miscarried, or she miscarried the baby before anything more severe could have happened, because if she would have still been pregnant and carried to term during that time, it would have been high risk because the cyst could have twisted and killed her and the baby. So in a sad sense, it was a blessing in disguise. They found the cyst and they were very concerned and wanted it removed immediately. So her surgery to remove the cyst was scheduled 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, something like that. 2.5 weeks. And she was still healing during this time, and then she went back to work because she chose to. I think she needed that.
I needed some type of normal. I needed to go back to normal.
She was ready for the surgery and ready for this sad little chunk of our lives to be something that we would start healing from. Her surgery was scheduled for August 26th. So we had from August 3rd to August 26th to just plan diligently what we were going to do, how we were going to handle her recovery, where the boys were going to be, things like that. Unfortunately, though, on August 12th, her uncle did pass. And that was a hard hit for her. At that point, she wasn't showing any miscarriage symptoms. She still wasn't. I think August 12th, around when her uncle passed, is when she started showing the symptoms of a miscarriage. That was a big surprise for us because everyone I know, and myself included, during a miscarriage, it's excruciating pain. She didn't feel anything, and that kind of scared us because it lets us know that her pain tolerance is probably extreme. So during any pregnancy that we decide for her to have in the future, she might have pain and we won't even know. So those are things that we're thinking about now. So pretty much that's what's been going on. After her uncle passed, the surgery was on August 26th, which was a few weeks ago, and it was done. They removed her left ovary. They had to remove the entire ovary. They were not able to just remove the cyst. That's how, I guess, big it was. Starting our healing process. But we're doing okay. We're doing better. She's doing a lot better. She's still emotional, obviously. But I think that this has been a learning experience for me as well. When you love someone, it's hard to not cry for them when they're crying. So I've been holding my tears back because I felt like I needed to be strong for her, which I did need to do that. But recently I've been feeling it more, and I think it's time that we start to move on and move forward and start fresh and get our boys through the school year. Because that's another thing. Boys started school, so it's been a rough couple of months, a couple of weeks, because it was only from like July 20th to August 26th. That's just about 4 weeks and some change. So a whole month of just hit, and it was literally all her, because obviously I cared about Billy and I cared about, her family, and obviously I cared about the pregnancy, but this is directly affecting her. So it's been rough, but I think that we've done a good job at getting it together. I did want to mention though that we did tell the kids that we were expecting a baby, and they were super excited. So when the baby was lost, Sammy cried. He was very sad.
He was the first one to find out of the pregnancy.
He was the first one she told out of the kids, and
he's our oldest, so too.
He's 11 and he's close to 12 now, and he understands a lot. Like, I know a lot of moms say that, like out of favoritism, but straight up, my kid is a smart kid. Like, he understands a lot. And then Isaiah, I don't believe that he understands the concept of death necessarily all the way, but I do believe he understands the concept of us having something and then it was like taken away from us. I think he understands that concept, so he did have a small anxiety attack, but he's been very supportive. It's crazy how I think about it now, and I'm like, they noticed how much pain she was in, like emotionally, and they were so loving and cuddling her and hugging her and checking on her. And Isaiah was still asking questions though, because again, I don't think he understood the concept of death. So he was like, is your stomach okay? Like, he was confused. So Nathan is still a baby. He is still not there. So he understood that something wasn't happening anymore, but I don't think he understood anything else about it, which is totally fine. We tell our kids everything. We're open. We're honest with them. And I think that's why this works so well. Our little raspberry, which is what we called the baby, saved her life in more ways than one, because I don't know how she would have gotten through her best friend's death without feeling that responsibility of having a child. Like, she was pregnant, so she at that time felt like she needed to react. She felt the pain, but she knew that she couldn't do anything crazy. Not that I expect her to do anything crazy, but you never know when you lose someone, you know. So I think that the baby being part of her body at the time was what she needed to survive that. Again, the only reason I'm the only one talking is because obviously she has a hard time talking about it. We decided to share this. I told her she didn't have to share it, but I have been getting a lot of questions, and people that follow us and subscribe care about us, so we did feel the responsibility to let you guys know what's been going on, because you guys do show your love and attention to us, and we do appreciate it. So just wanted you guys to know. And now I think that we're just gonna leave it at that and move on with the rest of the crap that's going on in our lives, because this is like hit like hard hits, but we're still dealing with my divorce and custody, and we're still dealing with finding a house, we're still dealing with our debt consolidation, like we're still dealing with so many other things, and it's like, whew, 30 and 31 have been like, psh, psh, you know what I'm saying? It's been rough for me. And, you know, her birthday's coming up. But we're going to be okay. I mean, it just goes to show how our children keep us strong and keep us sane. Because honestly, like, thinking back, like, what would I have done if I would have lost someone that I really cared about, which I did. And what would I have done if I didn't have kids? I would have been irresponsible, probably gone out, gotten drunk, drove, gotten high, you know, and just destroyed my life. But I know I can't express my grief that way. I know that because I'm a mom. And it just goes to show how being a mom can save you. Like, yes. She instantly got that mother feeling, and she knew, like, I have to react responsibly. I know that's not something that a lot of people think about. I'm a weirdo. Just go with it for now. But yeah, so that was it. Life update. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for caring. Thank you for all of the love and the well wishes from all of you. And we love you guys. And we will be going back to our regularly scheduled programming on most likely the third week of school, because I'm still getting into the flow of things and everything is a mess right now. So yeah, see you guys.